Hello everybody, I am Angela Tahara, and I wanted to take you a little bit of a different journey on how I do my paintings. So I am a oil and encaustic painter, and I work on canvas. And so even if you're a different kind of an artist, use a different medium, it really doesn't matter for what it is that I'm going to show you. And I want to show you something a little different instead of me just painting and you going, ooh, that's amazing. And so I want to show you more of a struggle points and how I go through the process step by step. So this here, what you're looking at, is what I am working on right now. And I'm working on a canvas, which is going to be, not going to be, it is, 24 by 48, so it's that big. Alright, so in the corner there you can see there's another one that size. So this is a piece that I'm working on right now, and right there you see the oil portion of the piece. At this stage I am very frustrated with this because it's not near complete, and it's at my uncomfortable stage, and I have to leave it at that stage because I have yet to put the encaustic on, and the two have to be in simpatico with each other, and so I have to resist the urge to do some more work on it until I get the encaustic on. What I want to show you, which I think is really important, is the stages of design. So you're going to see a whole bunch of lines, and so you see here I got a lot of weird lines on it, and there's a lot of planning, especially when you're doing encaustic. And I got all these lines on there, and that's called dynamic symmetry, if some of you are aware of it. If you're not aware of it, it's something that you should look into. And instead of doing just a whole bunch of squares, I am seeing where the symmetry is in the piece. So normally what I would do is I would have the horizon up at, at a third mark, but this time I thought, well, it works, okay, so I'm going to have it at the halfway point. But before I even engaged in this piece, I do Fibonacci, and if you don't know what Fibonacci is, definitely look into it. And so Fibonacci is just the layman terms, because there's so much more to it. It was discovered that nature, including us humans, we have a certain pattern to us, and we as humans, we like patterns, and we gravitate towards them. And so it's a movement and a swirl, and here is my swirl. Okay, so this is the movement. So the audience looks in and they're brought in here, and then there's the swirl. Okay, so there's my Fibonacci. Now usually I draw that in, but this time I didn't at waypoints. But I would start to notice that there's certain patterns that are very crucial. And so this set of trees, they get a line down here to old dude, and the mountain here is a point here, and this set of trees is a point here. And when you start finding, we've got this highlight patch here, and then we've got a V here, then we've got another V above it. And when you start doing this, you start to get really intimate with your painting and start understanding it, and then you don't go off track. You never fall off track when you do this. And then you can draw these lines onto your canvas and then go forward and do your painting without doing a detailed drawing. And then you can do a more of a lighter drawing and be more freehand, because what you don't want to do when you're doing a painting is be so rigid that it looks like your items are pasted on. You want to have a little bit of a freehand, a little bit of a creative. So I want to show you this line here. So this line here, this tree is definitely in a line. This beautiful V. You know, we've got the sky and it's a nice V, and then we've got this little tree in the background, okay? But this green part here, okay? So if I go up into here, now I did a bit of blue sky, but I can see, you know, this is here. I could get my ruler out if I wanted to. But there's my tree line, and I can easily see that it goes up to this point and then it drops straight down, okay? And so that's all I need is a reference point. And because I have my square blocks, in the picture there's a branch that shoots out. And so that's my reference point. I can just put a branch that just shoots out, and then I can be true to the picture, but also more freehand. So I still am creating that tree. So it's not an arbitrary tree. It's not a, you know, Bob Ross tree, happy tree. It's still that tree, but a little bit more freehand. And that's gonna, you know, have a much more cleaner effect. You know, if you want to be realistic without being, you know, full point unrealistic. And so that's a really good tip, I think, for you, if you're not already doing it. Now, encaustic. If there's anyone that does encaustic, the way that I do it is, you'll see this little light green tree here. So this is a further back tree, and anything that's further back, encaustic, I have to do layers. And so I'm going to do that one first, because the more you fire, the more blurry it gets, and that one's a little bit blurrier. And so I would do that before I did this. And so encaustic is layers, and so that's, you know, that's just a little summary of what that is. So as for this monstrosity, which is really in my uncomfortable zone, and that's what I love, right? As much as it's uncomfortable, when I finish the encaustic, that's when I'll go back and do refining on this so that this matches this and everything is copacetic. So if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. You know, when we help each other, we all grow, and the art industry becomes something fabulous. So I'm Angela Tejera. Take care.